Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor. Welcome to my YouTube station. I've worked thousands of cases and I try to help people wherever I can. And in working these cases, if you're listening and you owe back taxes because you clicked on that search, I want to tell you what trips most people up when they owe IRS tax debt. Many people are trying to settle their debt either through a hardship, tax hardship for a couple years, a payment agreement, or the offer and compromises. Most people do not understand the National Standards Program by IRS. I've done a couple of videos, but I think it requires a little more work. People need to know a little more about it because it literally either, for most people, your offer will either get accepted, hardship will get accepted, and your payment agreement may get accepted, all if you know the IRS National Standards Program. Because when IRS works a case, they're looking at two things. They're looking at your assets and they're looking at your income versus expenses. However, what most people do not know, it's the big the big secret, the big surprise is IRS doesn't allow your expenses. They use their expenses. You're going to say, how can they do this? They're not mine. They don't care. IRS goes ahead and uses statistics provided for them by the Department of Labor. And this way it makes everyone has the same football field. It's just a flat line across the board. No one can say, well, I'm allowed to pay $6,000 rent, and someone else says, well, I can only afford to pay $1,200. That's not how it works. So what happens, the Department of Labor has come up with statistics for every county in the United States. So when you're giving IRS their financial statement, IRS is going to look at your financial statement and substitute their expenses for yours. And they're going to be in 5 key categories: food and clothing, housing and utilities, car payment, car expenses, and sometimes medical. You have to know what those standards are. You should never call IRS unless you know the National Standard Program, because it's going to alter the way IRS works your case. So once again, the Department of Labor dictates what you can spend on your expenses county by county. If you want to find those, just Google IRS National Standards for food and clothing, housing and utilities, car payments, and car expenses. Once you know that and you know what IRS is going to allow, then you can go ahead and call them and say, I know what they're going to do. And if not, you're going to be a fool to call them, and that's why we're in business. If you need help, call me. I've worked thousands of cases. We're really good at what we do. Give me a subscription. I try to tell you everything you need to know. This is a really big caution, so be really careful with it. Give me a like too, because I'm worth both. Thank you.